In this video, I want to give you more practice with budget constraints. I have 3 examples of prices and incomes for you to draw budget constraints. I'll solve them each in turn, and I'd like to challenge you, if you can, pause the video, draw the budget constraint for yourself, and then compare our answers. Let's do part A first. I put it in orange. In part A, let's set up our budget constraint. I'll have X1 over here, which is the amount of good 1 we're buying. X2 over here, which is the amount of good 2 we can buy. A simple way to draw these budget constraints is just to draw the X and Y intercepts. Let's start with X-intercept. The X-intercept says if we spent all our money on good 1, what's the maximum we could buy? We have $5. Good 1 costs $1. What's the maximum we could buy? It's 5 units, right? If we spent all our money on good 1, we could buy 5 units of good 1. And it's actually the same for good 2, because good 2 is also $1. We have $5 to spend, so if we spent all our money on good 2, we can buy 5 units of good 2. And then the budget line is just a straight line between those 2 points. So notice we could afford any point, any bundle on this line. Test to make sure it's true. Let's look at this bundle. This bundle has us getting 3 units of good 1 and 2 units of good 2. The expenditure is 3 units of good 1 times the price of good 1, which is 1, plus 2 units of good 2 times the price of good 2, which is 1, which is equal to 5. So all of these bundles, and you can go ahead and check for yourself, but all these bundles will be affordable with our income of $5 and the price of good 1 and the price of good 2 being 1. Okay, that was part A. I'm going to go on to part B now. And this might be a good time to pause for yourself and see if you can solve it first. Okay, assuming that you've paused and tried it out, let's make this, I like blue for this. Let's do blue. Okay, so now everything's the same. We still have the price of good 1 and the price of good 2 being $1, but now we're saying we have an income of $6. So just like before, I'm going to solve for the X and Y intercepts. If I spent all my money on good 1, what's the maximum I could buy? I could get 6 units. So that's my X-intercept. And similarly, if I spent all my money on good 2, what's the maximum I could buy? 6 units. I'll connect the dots. That is my new budget constraint for part B. You can see it has the same slope as in part A because the prices haven't changed and also the relative prices haven't changed. If the relative prices don't change, the slope of the budget constraints don't change. But because I can afford more now than I used to, I have $1 extra, my budget constraint is shifted out. All right, now let's move on to part C. The price of good 1 is 1. So if I spent all my money on good 1, I could buy 6 units. This X-intercept doesn't change, but watch out for the Y-intercept. The price of good 2 has doubled. Now it's $2 instead of $1. If I spent all my money on good 2, I could buy 3 units because 6 divided by 2 is 3. That's my Y-intercept. Here is the budget constraint for part C. Connect those 2 dots, and you can see, compared to part B here, what happens when the price of one good increases? The budget line does this pivot. The slope changes because the relative prices of these 2 goods have changed. The X-intercept is the same because if I spend all my money on good 1, I still have $6, so the price of good 1 is still $1. So that doesn't change, but the Y-intercept and then the slope changes. So I hope that's clear. That's some extra practice with budget constraints.